Check. Hey, well, hello again, everybody, and welcome to the morning update on the Missouri Sports Network. Dateline, August 20th, 2024. My name is Guy Newcomb with the Missouri Sports Network, where everyone has a home field advantage. Well, he's back. Seth Lugo is back after giving up a season-high 8 runs, 7 of which were earned. The last week against the Twins, Lugo officially put that start behind him and got back on track last night with 7 strong innings against the Angels, allowing just 2 runs with 8 strikeouts in the Royals' 5-3 win at Kauffman Stadium. The victory pushed Kansas City into a tie for second place in the American League Central after Minnesota's loss to the Padres, although the Twins do hold the tiebreaker, and that could be crucial down the stretch, as also the Boston Red Sox hold the tiebreaker over the Royals. Lugo had allowed 6 or more runs, 4 or more earned, in 3 of his past 4 starts. This past week, his goal was to figure out and fix what was going wrong. What he found centered all around his fastballs. They were higher up in the zone when he was trying to pitch down in the zone, and his vertical wasn't what I'd like it to be, he said. Those 2 things were a focus during his bullpen over the weekend, and he felt something different. Quoting Lugo, it just seemed like the ball came out of my hand different. I took that to the mound, looked at the numbers on TrackMan, and they were turning into the numbers I wanted. Lugo had been one of the best pitchers in baseball, front runner for the Cy Young Award earlier this year with a 13-2 record. He still has the Royals' best ERA at 3.02, and he leads Major League Baseball in innings pitched at 166 2/3 inning across 26 starts. He's been everything they needed on the field and in the clubhouse, and maybe one of the best free agent signings in the off seasons. The Royals' offense provided what Lugo needed, especially a huge 2-run home run from Paul DeJong in the 4th inning, his 21st of the season, and 3rd with the Royals. And coincidentally, that'd be leading the Cardinals if he were still wearing the birds on the bat. And crucial RBIs came from Salvador Perez, the Royals catcher, singled in the 3rd to get his team on the board. And then with his 2-run double in the 7th, scoring Bobby Witt Jr. and Vinny Pasquantino, widen that lead again. Meanwhile, in the 3-1-4, we can debate as to whether the Cardinals are still realistically in a playoff chase after arguably their most forgettable week of the season. Now their efforts to climb back into contention hinge on a major 3-game series against the Brewers. Following a 3-game sweep by the Reds, a series lost to the Dodgers at Busch, the Cardinals now 61-63 trailed the Brewers by 11 games in the National League Central standings. They've also fallen 5 games off the pace for that final wild card spot. That's a cry. It's ridiculous. I mean, you go back 3 years ago, the Cardinals were talking pretty boldly of not just making the playoffs, but of doing so as a divisional champ. The Redbirds especially liked their chances earning a postseason berth when they traded for right-handed pitcher Erick Fedde and veteran slugger Tommy Pham. Fedde's not been good. Pham's okay, but he's starting to kind of cool off. I mean, the Cardinals are the only team, other than having blood in the game, i.e. kids, relatives, coaching, playing, that I live and die with. And so far, it's far too long. It's been a lot more dying. The last World Series appearance was a 4-2 loss to the Boston Red Sox in 2013. Since then, the Redbirds are 8-18 in postseason games, winning only 1 series in 2019 against the Braves in the NL Divisional Series before being swept by the Nationals. The Cubs and the Royals have both won a World Series since the Cardinals have even appeared in the Fall Classic. And here's a little known fact. Since Johnny Keane, who managed the Cardinals from 1961 to 1964, which included 2 World Series appearances, he posted a winning percentage of .560. Only 2 managers have even really gotten close to that mark. And no, One of them is not named Whitey Herzog or Tony La Russa. They are Mike Matheny at .555 winning percentage and Mike Schilt at .559. Both fired by this current regime. With 37 games remaining, the Cardinals need only win 11 of them to post a better record than last year. Last year at this time, the Cardinals were 55 and 70. On August 20th this year, today, they're 6.5 games better. The rest of the season, last year they would go 16 and 21 to finish 20 games under 500 and 71 and 91. The Royals a year ago were 40 and 86 on this date, would go 16 and 20 the rest of the way. So since August 20th of 2023, the Royals are 8.5 games better than the Cardinals. Royals general manager J.J. Picollo may have pulled off some of the best offseason moves, and the trade with Cole Ragans, who was drafted in 2016 by the Texas Rangers and is signed through this year at a mere $753,000 per year, and isn't arbitration eligible until 2026 and free agency until 2029. The Royals gave up Aroldis Chapman. Combine that with the Lucas Erceg deal, plus locking up Bobby Witt Jr., maybe for the rest of his career, Picollo should be the GM of the year. Meanwhile, in St. Louis, there are two dumpsters on fire. We're going to step away and take a quick time out. You're listening to the Morning Update presented by Central Bank of the Ozarks, Lyona Labor's Local 663, who reminds us to drive safely in all work zones. Those folks want to go home to their families as well. We'll be right back after these messages.
Chevy Silverado. It's got the power you want and the capability you need to do the job, so you can get to the important work. Find new moments, find new roads. Get a $500 cash allowance on all 2022 Silverado pickups with a 2.7-liter turbo engine. Plus, unlock your code to claim $500 Chevy CyberCash. Visit ChevyCyberCash.com today.
Imagine a bank that goes where you go, creating seamless solutions for every step in your financial journey, allowing you to manage your money the way you want to, with a banking relationship that makes every day extraordinary. Imagine a world full of possibilities, always within reach. Central Bank. We do banking better.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 290,000 participants here in Missouri who take part in high school sports or activities.
Welcome back to the Morning Update here on the Missouri Sports Network. Now for a little Great Southern Bank on this state in history. Great Southern Bank with more than 100 locations in 6 states. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters. Member FDIC. On this date in Missouri sports history, I want to wish a happy birthday to Blake DeWitt. Blake DeWitt born on this day in 1985 in Sakeston, Missouri. As a senior shortstop at Sikeston High School, he batted .558 with 15 home runs, 11 doubles, 48 RBIs, and was named to the Baseball America's High School All-America First Team. The Associated Press Class 3 All-State First Team, the Missouri High School Baseball Coaches Association Class 3 All-State Team. DeWitt is one of the few players in Missouri baseball history to be named First Team All-State 4 times. In addition to his hitting prowess, DeWitt was an effective pitcher, winning a Missouri high school record 27 consecutive games and losing only 1. DeWitt led the Sikeston Bulldogs to 2 state championship appearances in his 4 years. DeWitt broke 8 Missouri high school records in batting and pitching, according to the state's governing athletic association. He was scheduled to attend Georgia Tech, but he was drafted by the Los Angeles Dodgers in the first round of the June 2004 draft and chose to play professional baseball. He was rated as the best pure high school hitter entering the draft. In April 2008, it was declared Blake DeWitt Month in his hometown of Sikeston, Missouri by Mayor Mike Marshall. On November 25th, 2008, DeWitt was presented with a Key to the City and the Star of Sikeston Award by Mayor Marshall. In the spring of 2009, his number 6 was retired by his high school team at Sikeston. Blake and his wife Lauren have one son, Rex, who was born in 2014. His first Major League appearance came on March 31st, 2004 for the LA Dodgers. His last appearance, 2008 for the Los Angeles Dodgers. His last appearance was on April 19th, 2013 for the Atlanta Braves. Blake finished with 288 hits, 21 home runs, 135 RBIs, and a .257 batting average. Also today, Harry Ice was born August 20th, 1918. Was a record-setting halfback for the University of Missouri Tigers football team, a longtime member of the Tigers athletic department. Harry Ice grew up in Kansas City and attended Wentworth Military Academy in Lexington, Missouri from 1936 to 1939. At Wentworth, he was on the football, basketball, track, and baseball teams. Captaining both the baseball and track squads, he was named the school's best all-around athlete in 1938. He entered the University of Missouri in 1939 and did not initially go out for football, but legendary coach Don Farrow spotted Ice on the intramural fields while playing for Beta Theta Phi and convinced him to try out for the varsity. In 1940 and 41, Ice established himself as one of the Tigers' top all-time running backs. In 1941, Slippery Ice, as he was known, set a number of Missouri records as a member of Farrow's first split-T team that led the nation in rushing. Ice's record included 240 yards rushing on only 8 carries against Kansas in 1941, an average of 30 yards per in that one game. A 95-yard touchdown run against Iowa State in 1941. His single-game rushing record stood until 1988. The other records still stand. Ice was an All-Big Six selection in 1941. As Missouri won the conference championship, went on to the Sugar Bowl, where he was named the game's MVP. Ice played in the College All-Star Game in the summer of 1942 and was chosen to MU's All-Century football team. He also lettered twice in baseball. He joined the United States Army as a second lieutenant in January of 1942 and was discharged as a major in August of 1946. He was overseas for 30 months in the Southwest Pacific Theater. He was in 3 campaigns in the occupation of Japan with the 33rd Infantry Division. He received Combat Infantryman Cluster, a Bronze Star, Purple Heart, and an Oak Leaf Cluster, and 2 special citations. Ice joined the MU athletic staff in 1952 and served in a variety of capacities, including interim athletic director and assistant athletic director until his retirement in 1979. He died at the age of 78 in 1996. On this day in national sports history, 1920, American Professional Football Association forms with Jim Thorpe as president, which later becomes the NFL. In 1938, New York Yankees future Baseball Hall of Fame first baseman Lou Gehrig hits a record 23rd and final Grand Slam, an 11-3 win over the Philadelphia A's at Shibe Park. In 1958, Chicago Cubs used first baseman Dale Long as the first Major League left-handed catcher since 1906. In 1985, 1965, Eddie Matthews and Hank Aaron passed Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig, hitting their 772nd home runs while playing together on the same team. In 1985, the first NL pitcher to strike out 200 plus in the first 2 seasons is Dwight Gooden. In 1989, Mets infielder Howard Johnson joins Barry Bonds and Willie Mays as the only three players to hit 30 home runs and steal 30 bases in a season. And in 1991, Miami Dolphin Dan Marino passes Joe Montana as the highest paid NFL player with a 5-year extension for $25 million. You've been listening to the morning update here on the Missouri Sports Network, presented by Central Bank of the Ozarks, Lionel Labor's Local 663, and Doak Propane. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us, take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your day. Have a great day, everybody. Hey, work today like everything depends on you. Live today like everything depends on God. God bless. Good Monday.